Imagine waking up every morning feeling like you already own the day. Imagine a life where every hour, every minute, every action is intentionally crafted to move you closer to your dreams. Today, I want to share with you something so simple, yet so powerful, that it transformed my life completely. It's not a secret formula, it's not some hidden magic. It's my daily routine, the small set of habits and decisions that have shaped the person I am today. I stand here not as someone who was born extraordinary, but as someone who learned to master the ordinary, turning it into something extraordinary. What I'm about to share with you is more than a schedule. It's a blueprint for transformation, a way to take control of your life and step into the potential you were born to fulfill. If you are ready to change your life, it starts with what you do every single day. Let me take you on this journey of discipline, focus, and intentional living. Because the way you start your day, the way you invest your hours, and the choices you make consistently will define your tomorrow. This is not just my story, it can be your story too. Waking up early has been the single most transformative habit in my life. For years, I used to hit the snooze button repeatedly, thinking that a few extra minutes of sleep would make a difference. What I didn't realize at the time was that every morning I wasted was a lost opportunity to set the tone for my entire day. Waking up early is not just about the hour on the clock. It is about claiming control over the start of your day and giving yourself a head start before the world demands your attention. When I began waking up early consistently, I noticed an immediate shift in my productivity and mindset. Those quiet hours before anyone else is awake became my sacred time, a period where I could focus solely on myself, my goals, and my vision without distractions. It was during these early mornings that I found clarity. Thoughts that felt scattered during the day suddenly became organized. Plans that seemed overwhelming suddenly appeared manageable. The early hours provided a mental space where I could think deeply, plan strategically, and connect with my purpose. It was not easy at first. The temptation to stay in bed, to indulge in comfort, to delay the start of the day was strong. But I realized that every time I resisted that temptation, I was building discipline, a skill that would serve me in every aspect of life. Waking up early taught me that the first victory of the day sets the tone for all the others. When I started my mornings intentionally, I found that the rest of my day flowed more smoothly. Tasks that previously felt burdensome became easier to tackle because I had already invested in myself before responding to external demands. The habit also gave me a sense of empowerment. I was no longer at the mercy of my schedule or the distractions of the world. Instead, I was proactive, shaping my day according to my priorities rather than reacting to the chaos around me. Physically, waking up early improved my energy levels. I began to pair those hours with movement, stretching, and sometimes light exercise, which awakened not just my body, but my mind as well. Emotionally, it gave me a sense of calm and control, reducing stress because I was starting the day prepared rather than rushed. Waking up early also allowed me to pursue activities that mattered to me, reading, journaling, meditation, or planning projects without interruptions. These hours became my competitive advantage, a quiet sanctuary where I could cultivate habits that built the life I desired. Over time, This practice became more than a habit. It became a lifestyle. It taught me that success is not always about grand gestures, but about consistent, small actions that compound over time. The decision to wake up early each day was not just a change in schedule, it was a decision to take ownership of my life, to start each day with purpose, and to build the discipline necessary for long-term transformation. Starting the day with a mindset and gratitude practice has completely reshaped the way I experience life. For many years, I woke up and immediately jumped into the demands of the day, reacting to emails, messages, and responsibilities without ever pausing to center myself. I thought that rushing headfirst into tasks was productive, but in reality, it left me feeling drained, stressed, and disconnected from my purpose. What changed everything was learning to begin my day intentionally with a deliberate focus on my mindset and a practice of gratitude. Each morning, I take a few moments to reflect on what I am thankful for. It can be as simple as appreciating the roof over my head, the food I have to eat, the people who love me, or even the small victories from the previous day. This simple act of acknowledging the blessings in my life shifts my perspective immediately. It reminds me that life is not just about chasing goals or solving problems. It is about recognizing the abundance that already exists around me. Gratitude has the power to change how you perceive challenges. When I started incorporating this practice, I noticed that obstacles no longer seemed insurmountable. Instead of approaching difficulties with frustration or fear, I began to see them as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Gratitude fuels a positive mindset, and a positive mindset fuels action. Alongside gratitude, I also focus on setting the tone for my mindset for the day. I take time to visualize the person I want to be, the actions I want to take, and the outcomes I hope to achieve. This mental rehearsal is not just wishful thinking, it is a way to prime my brain for success. By imagining myself handling situations with calm, confidence, and clarity, I create a roadmap for my behavior before I even step into the business of the day. This practice helps me approach challenges with resilience rather than anxiety and allows me to maintain focus even when distractions arise. Over time, the combination of gratitude and mindset practice has strengthened my emotional intelligence. I have become more patient, more compassionate, and more aware of my reactions. I no longer let negativity from others or unexpected circumstances derail me. Instead, I return to the mindset I cultivated in the morning, using it as an anchor throughout the day. The habit also encourages consistency in my personal growth. Every morning, I am reminded of the person I aspire to become and the values I want to uphold. Gratitude keeps me humble, mindset practice keeps me intentional, and together they set a foundation for everything else I do. What seemed like a simple act, taking a few quiet minutes each morning, has had a ripple effect on my productivity, relationships, and overall sense of fulfillment. It has taught me that the first thoughts and feelings of the day are incredibly powerful, and by starting with gratitude and a focused mindset, I am designing not just my day, but my life from a place of strength, positivity, and purpose. Dedicating focused time to personal growth and learning has been a game changer in my life. For many years, I treated learning as something that happened in school or during formal education, believing that once I left those institutions, My education was complete. I failed to understand that true growth is a lifelong pursuit, and the moment we stop learning, we stop evolving. When I started committing daily time to personal development, everything began to shift. I realized that the way I invest my mind determines the quality of my life. Every day I set aside dedicated time to read, study, reflect, and absorb new knowledge. This is not scattered or distracted learning. It is intentional, focused, and purposeful. I choose books, podcasts, articles, and experiences that align with my goals and expand my understanding of the world. What I have learned over time is that knowledge alone is not enough. Growth comes from applying what we learn, reflecting on it, and integrating it into our daily actions. Each morning or during quiet moments of the day, I immerse myself in materials that challenge my thinking, inspire me, or teach me skills I need to excel. Whether it is learning about leadership, communication, financial literacy, or emotional intelligence, I approach every resource as a tool to elevate myself. The impact of this practice has been profound. I notice solutions to problems more quickly, make decisions with greater confidence, and approach challenges with creativity rather than fear. By consistently feeding my mind with new ideas, I have trained myself to think critically and strategically. Another important aspect of dedicating time to personal growth is the discipline it requires. Life is full of distractions, and it is easy to let hours slip by without doing anything meaningful. Committing to personal development means choosing to prioritize yourself and your future over temporary comfort or mindless entertainment. It is about creating a habit of intentionality, knowing that the small actions you take today compound out over time into significant results. I have also discovered that learning in this way creates a sense of empowerment. The more I grow, the more capable I feel to handle the complexities of life. I am no longer overwhelmed by challenges because I know that I have invested in myself and built the skills and knowledge necessary to navigate them successfully. Personal growth also impacts relationships and communication. As I learn more about human behavior, empathy, and effective interaction, I am better equipped to connect with others, influence positively, and contribute meaningfully. What seemed like simple daily learning has transformed into a lifestyle that nurtures every area of my life. Ultimately, dedicating focused time to personal growth is a declaration that you are committed to becoming the best version of yourself. It is a choice to rise above mediocrity, to refuse stagnation, and to actively shape the life you desire. By making learning a daily habit, I have not only gained knowledge, but also developed the confidence, clarity, and wisdom necessary to create lasting success and fulfillment. It has taught me that the most valuable investment we can make is the one we make in ourselves day after day. Maintaining physical health through exercise and nutrition has been one of the most powerful pillars in transforming my life. For a long time, I underestimated the connection between my body and my mind. I thought that success and productivity were purely mental or emotional pursuits, but I soon discovered that neglecting my physical well-being directly impacted every other area of my life. The moment I committed to regular exercise and mindful nutrition, everything began to change. Exercise is not just about building strength or losing weight. It is about creating energy, resilience, and discipline. I started incorporating daily movement into my routine, whether it was a morning jog, stretching, or a focused workout. At first, it was challenging to stay consistent. My body resisted and my mind offered excuses. But as I pushed through, I began to feel a shift. The energy I gained from moving my body allowed me to tackle tasks with greater focus and determination. Exercise became a source of mental clarity. I realized that when my body is active, my mind functions at a higher level. Problems that seemed overwhelming became more manageable. Creativity flowed more freely, and I felt more confident in handling the challenges of the day. Nutrition played an equally critical role. I became intentional about what I fueled my body with. Processed foods, excessive sugar, and irregular eating habits were replaced with meals rich in nutrients, protein, and natural energy sources. Eating well is not about restriction. It is about honoring the body that carries you through life. I noticed that when I nourished myself properly, my mood stabilized, my focus sharpened, and my overall performance improved. Together, exercise and nutrition created a cycle of vitality. The more I moved, the more I craved healthy food. The better I ate, the more energized I felt to exercise. This cycle reinforced itself, and over time, it became second nature. Physical health also taught me the value of consistency and discipline. Habits are not built overnight, and there were days when motivation was low and the temptation to skip a workout or indulge in unhealthy food was strong. But I learned that discipline is what carries you when motivation fades. Every small choice to move, stretch, or eat well was an investment in my long-term well-being. Beyond the physical benefits, maintaining health through exercise and nutrition positively impacted my mental and emotional state. I became more resilient under stress, more patient in difficult situations, and more confident in myself and my abilities. I also noticed that this commitment influenced other areas of my life. My productivity increased because I had more energy. My interactions with others improved because I felt balanced and focused, and my overall sense of purpose strengthened because I was caring for the one thing that enables all my achievements, my body. Ultimately, prioritizing physical health is not just about looking good or feeling strong. It is about creating a foundation for success in every aspect of life. It is a daily practice of self-respect and self-investment. By committing to exercise and nutrition consistently, I discovered that the body and mind are deeply connected, and nurturing one inevitably enhances the other. This commitment has become a non-negotiable part of my life, a habit that continues to fuel my growth, energy, and overall happiness every single day. Reflecting on the day and planning for tomorrow has become one of the most transformative habits in my life. For many years, I would end my days in a rush, exhausted from responsibilities, without taking a moment to pause and review what had happened or to consider what the next day would require. This left me feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and often repeating the same mistakes without realizing it. It was only when I began dedicating intentional time each evening to reflection and planning that I experienced a profound shift in my productivity, mindset, and overall sense of control. The practice begins with reflection. I take time to look back on the events of the day, to assess what went well, and to identify areas where I could have acted differently. This is not an exercise in self-criticism, but in self-awareness. By honestly examining my choices, my actions, and my responses, I gain clarity about my strengths and weaknesses. Reflection allows me to learn from each experience, turning everyday moments into lessons that contribute to my growth. It also helps me recognize accomplishments, both big and small, celebrating successes, no matter how minor they may seem, reinforces positive behavior and builds momentum for continued progress. Reflection provides a pause, a moment to step back from the business of life and truly understand what is happening and why. After reflecting, I move into planning for tomorrow. This step transforms insight into action. I identify the tasks, priorities, and goals that need attention, and I map out how to approach them in a way that maximizes efficiency and impact. Planning is not about rigid schedules or unrealistic expectations. It is about creating a roadmap that guides my energy and focus. When I plan, I am able to approach the next day with intention rather than reacting to whatever comes my way. This practice also reduces stress and anxiety. When the mind knows what to expect and has a clear plan, it feels grounded and in control. I am able to sleep with peace, knowing that I have prepared for the challenges ahead and that I have a structure to navigate them effectively. Over time, this habit has compounded in powerful ways. I have become more disciplined, more organized, and more proactive. I notice patterns in my behavior and performance, allowing me to make continuous improvements. Reflecting on the day also strengthens emotional resilience. I am able to process disappointments, setbacks, and frustrations in a constructive way, letting go of negativity and carrying forward lessons instead. Planning for tomorrow reinforces my commitment to my goals. Each evening becomes an opportunity to set intentions, align my actions with my priorities, and approach the next day with confidence and clarity. This daily cycle of reflection and planning has not only improved my productivity, but has also enhanced my self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and overall sense of purpose. It is a habit that reminds me that life is not about drifting aimlessly, but about consciously shaping each day. By reflecting on today and preparing for tomorrow, I have learned to live intentionally, to act with focus, and to create a life that grows richer, stronger, and more fulfilling with every passing day. As we come to the close of this journey together, I want you to take a moment and truly consider the power of your daily choices. The routines we follow, the habits we cultivate, and the intentional actions we take each day are not small. They are the very foundation upon which our lives are built. Waking up early, starting the day with gratitude and a focused mindset, dedicating time to personal growth, maintaining our physical health, and reflecting on the day to plan for tomorrow. These are not just actions, they are commitments to ourselves. They are declarations that we are willing to invest in our potential, to rise above mediocrity, and to step into the life we were meant to live. The truth is, transformation does not happen overnight, and greatness is not achieved through chance. It is earned through consistency, discipline, and intentionality. Every morning we rise with purpose. Every moment we dedicate to learning, every step we take to strengthen our body, and every evening we pause to reflect and prepare. These are the building blocks of success. If there is one message I want you to leave with today, it is this: Your life changes the moment you take control of your daily actions. The small, consistent choices you make each day compound into extraordinary results over time. You have the power to shape your future, not by waiting for the perfect opportunity, but by mastering the ordinary moments that make up every day. Start with one habit, one intentional action, one decision to prioritize your growth and well-being, and watch how it transforms not just your days, but your life. This is more than a speech. It is an invitation to rise, to act, and to live intentionally. Your life can change, your dreams can become reality, and the person you aspire to be can emerge one powerful, purposeful day at a time.